Greetings and salutations, shiny humans. It's Dr. V. I'm back with your collective love reading for this week starting December 7th. These readings are timeless, and so if you happen to listen to this at another time, it can still apply. I'm just pulling the cards today, and this is the read of the energy for this week. I apologize that it's been a while since I did a reading. As you know, some of you know, if you've watched my channel, I was traveling out of the country and then I got back and it was like the holiday and then this finals week and my daughter's birthday. So it's just been a really busy time. Holidays are always a busy time. So I started recording and then had a glitch and so I had to restart. So here's the cards that I already pulled for the collective energy. There's heartbreak, and it doesn't surprise me to see that at all. It's something that has been coming through quite a bit, and it feels like it's really connected to the person that you're thinking about. Like I've said multiple times, the energy is giving very much like going through a separation, a breakup, something major life change, and they're dealing with the repercussions of it. The good thing about it, though, is that they're dealing with it. A lot of times people will cope with breakups or major life changes by avoiding it and not taking ownership of it. And so what your person is doing is not that. Like they are literally working to make sure that they're not taking a bunch of like baggage into their future relationships. They're not going to jump into something until they feel ready. They're not going to bring baggage from the past into a new connection with someone that they value. They're just not going to do that. That's not who they are. And this is interesting because I don't know if we've gotten this one recently, but this is very significant in that energy because this is the Six of Swords, which is the card of liminal spaces. This is the card that says you're not where you used to be and you're not where you're going to be. You're somewhere in between. So right now, your person is like in this in-between area. And you are too, because you're changing. Your life is changing. Your energies have been changing. Many of you have commented or reached out to me and told me that jobs are shifting, people are moving, children are getting older and moving out. There's a whole lot of things that are shifting in both of your lives right now. And so you're both dealing with some of these same themes. Like in this case, like in my situation, like for me personally, I'm still dealing with the loss of someone very important to me that happened over the summer. And so there's still those feelings, those lingering moments of grief, like when we went to the beach when we were in Mexico is one of my departed loved one's favorite places. And literally, as I was walking up to the beach, I could just feel the emotion. And as I stood with my toes in the water, and I wept because I'm still carrying some of that grief and that sadness. So this isn't just one-sided, like that your person is just feeling sad and grieving and whatever. You're also in that same space. You're also navigating that and moving towards something new. What's beautiful is here, right? We have the King of Cups. It's like the energy of shifting through, the energy of going through the sadness, going through the unknown, and then reaching this King of Cups where it's like, I'm ready for love. It's like that India Ari song, I am ready for love. And really truly being ready and opening yourself to it and saying like, I'm ready, I'm here, I'm available, and letting that be, right? That's what's coming. For some of you, it's really about doing like a ritual and starting to create the space and the energy for that. Let's pull some cards specifically for your person. Yep. They had to walk away from something. So this is the Eight of Cups. That's a card of walking away. But they're not doing it in like a sneaky, underhanded way. The decision that they made to walk away from something was a very healthy, self-loving choice, that this thing is no longer serving me and I need to move forward. And they have, and they are, and they're continuing to do that. But that takes bravery. It really does take a lot of courage to be able to move forward and to not get stuck in dynamics that no longer serve you. And interesting, what they're looking for now is give and take. They want a reciprocal relationship. When they open up to new love, they want it to be with somebody that has the ability to be both a giver and a receiver. That's going to be like high on their list of qualities. On your first date, that may be a question that you ask them, or when you come back together, if you've been in connection before, that may be a question that you ask them. And what are your priorities that you're looking for? And they're going to say somebody who is a giver as much as they are a receiver. That will be one of your indicators of things. Then we have the Seven of Swords. This is somebody who, this is not them, okay? I want to be very clear. This is not them being tricky or like sneaking off or deceptive or whatever. This is them recovering from something like that, where things weren't what they thought they were. And they have had to navigate through some painful experiences and some difficulties. Part of that is also about not letting negative life experiences impact your ability to trust. That's what they're working on right now, is like, how do I recover from a heartbreak or a betrayal or something like letting me down, and also operate with wisdom so I don't get my heart broken again, although that's kind of an unrealistic expectation, like life will break your heart no matter what. But like, how do I choose somebody this time that isn't going to purposely cause me harm? That's kind of the navigation space that they're in right now. Now let's look at you. The Hierophant. That's literally, I am ready for love. Why are you hiding from me? If you haven't listened to that song, listen to it. India Ari, Ready for Love, and she actually went to school in Denver. Lived in, I think was born and raised in Denver, and graduated from East High School. Go East Angels, woohoo. Anyway, you're ready for it. You're emotionally ready to move into this. You're ready to spiritually, you're kind of, there may be something lingering things that you have to kind of tidy up and wrap a bow around, but you're doing it, and there's nothing that's going to stop you from going forward. And you're not necessarily looking for the traditional type of marriage, but you are looking for that spiritual, sacred commitment, and that's what you're available for. So some of you might be finding yourselves like turning down dates and not being interested in meeting with people for like more casual connections, because your heart, your spirit, your soul is like, no, I'm ready for the sacred. Like literally, they just said, some of you would rather be celibate than to settle for let anything less than sacred. And the universe hears that in you and is responding. We've got the Hermit. So you've got two major arcanas already. The Hermit, that's the Virgo, that's me. So that could be you. It could be somebody, your person could be a Virgo. It could be Virgo energy, but it also could just be going within, right? I woke up this morning and I was like very clear, like I need to increase my meditation practice because there are things that need to be heard in my spirit, in my soul, so that I can get the message that, the universe wants to deliver to me. And so this may be for some of you just a call to go within for the next 21 days or so and allow yourself to really do some like inner excavation to kind of finally get that polish that you're ready, that you're looking for. It's always a really good time because, as I was mentioning, this time of year, it gets busy, but it also slows down. So a lot of people, work gets really quiet because people are on vacation and people are traveling and people are busy. So they're not necessarily doing the things that they used to do. So like with me, I teach at university level, and I also do psychotherapy and sacred energy work. A lot of people aren't looking for that during these times. So like, semester goes on, ends, goes on break, and then people tend to not want to do like therapy and things like that during the holidays because they're busy. And so this is a really good time where you can really dive into the things that want to be healed and want to be resolved. So for some of you, that's going to look like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Forgiveness, right? So maybe for the next like 21 days, you just work on a forgiveness practice where you forgive yourself, you forgive others, anybody that you might have any lingering resentments toward, forgive them, work through it, and let it go so that you can go into the new year with a clean slate. Because look, we've got the moon. There's more that wants to be uncovered. And there's also this really beautiful intuitive energy. We just had a full moon as well. And so, ride that energy and capitalize on that. And even if you didn't do any ritual on the full moon, the energy is still present. You can still tap into that. But really work with the moon energy, work with your intuition, work with the magnetic energy, right? The moon is magnetic. So when it gets closer to the earth, it pulls, like that's why the tide increases. It's because the magnet pulls toward each other. So for a lot of you, you're not working your magnetic magic enough. And this is important. So again, I've talked about this before. It's super important to recognize that like you have to feel internally the way that you want to live externally. So when you think about areas where there might be a misalignment, so you're like, well, I want this, but I'm like not, I want abundance, but I'm not experiencing abundance. Well, what does abundance feel like? When you've felt abundant in the past, what did it feel like? And stay in that energy. If you want the bliss of love, what does it feel like to be in love? What does it feel like to be in that space? And stay in that energy so that you're not like waffling and wavering, excuse me, in that. Become magnetic to the thing that you most desire, and you'll manifest it to yourself. And again, make sure that you are clearing out any old energy, because this new love that you're bringing in is a sacred love, and it's important that you bring that into a vessel that's ready for that kind of love. Interesting. Justice. This is what's ahead. You've been waiting. You've been waiting for a long time. For some of you, it's been a long time coming, and it's like finally, right? It's finally you get to have that experience of what it feels like to be loved and adored, to be the person in the couple that people envy. This is really beautiful for you. I'm very excited. It's time. And this can also suggest a Libra, by the way. The moon is Aquarius. I don't really read energies. I just read it when it comes, or signs when it comes out. But we've got Virgo. I don't remember what the Hierophant is. And that's why I don't really read them very often, because it's not kind of my focus. But the moon I know is Aquarius, and this is Libra. So if any of those signs jump out at you, just take note. But justice is coming. That's balance. That's like, again, a lot of you have spent a lot of time doing like spiritual work, and you've spent a lot of time investing in your communities and doing different things. And now it's time for you to get rewarded, to have the abundance returned to you. What's ahead is also letting this burden down. Every time I see this card, I think of the song Lay Down by Sun Little. And the song starts with like, baby, won't you lay down and watch the water boil. And he's saying like lay down. But what I always hear, that the energy of that is like laying down your burden. So like when you see this card, I'd like you to think about like lay down the burden. Baby, won't you lay down the burdens. That's what's coming, is relief from whatever burdens you've been carrying. There's something that's working on your behalf. There's something that's like transpiring that is intended to offer you some relief from the stress and the burdens that you've been holding. Same thing for your counterpart. There's going to be a sense of like exhale, like, okay, this part is over, this challenging thing is over, and it's time to move forward. And then we have communication. All right, this is like, because if you look at this, it's like he's saying, yo, what up, right? There is going to be some kind of communication. That's the Queen of Swords, and that's suggestive of communication. I feel like for a lot of you, there's been like a lapse in communication where you have not maybe talked to your person and you've been kind of wondering, like, maybe they aren't even interested, or maybe this was just a, passing thing. And then now you're going to see like there's some kind of communication that's going to happen. They're going to reach out to you, or they're going to respond to you in some way, or to social media, a text message, something that's going to help to get the ball rolling. Yeah, this is pretty amazing. I mean, I feel this very anticipatory energy that's coming up, and just out of curiosity, I want to see what's at the what's in the next in the deck, just because I'm so glad I did. Look, I just wanted to see, because I had a feeling that there was more that wanted to come through. So we've got we've got the Two of Cups, soulmates, that kind of partnership. Then we've got the Magician, which is manifestation. And then we've got the final card that's like all about that space and reflected and recovery. Yeah, this is coming together very beautifully, very consciously. And I think that's the part that is the most powerful and the most sacred thing that I want you to encourage. I want to encourage you to focus on, is that this isn't just a connection where it's like, it's a sacred love, and sacred love requires time to build and to put in the right pieces. But this is a relationship that you're going to be able to rest in. For some of you, you've always been in relationships where you had to overfunction and you had to be like the overly responsible person. And this is saying, this is a spot, this is a place where you're going to both be able to rest and be like, oh, it's so nice to not have to like think about things all the time and worry about things all the time. I can just be, and I can just be in love. And I'm being in a relationship with someone that I can trust and that trusts me, and that we have all this really powerful, sacred, connected energy. It's beautiful. So again, if you're looking for a private reading, please reach out to me. All of that information is in the description box below. Otherwise, have a great week, and I'll see you back here for the next reading. Take care. Bye.